Good morning. Technical issues this morning. This is what happens when you update your computer and we have technical issues. So good morning and welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche with Lori and Margarita. Good morning, everyone. We're almost in Friday. We're almost in the weekend. I hope you're getting ready to have a good time this weekend. Regardless of where you live, regardless of what's going on with the virus, live your life, make your days happen, enjoy them, and get out when you can and just be safe, that's all. So good morning, my name is Lori Monaco. I am a life coach specializing in transformation and mindfulness practice. My business is Align Yourself, Inc. I am also a holistic practitioner, and I am the Badass Buddha. I'm coming to you from Southern Connecticut, where the weather seems to be today, probably humid, but nonetheless looks like it might be sunny. And my beautiful co-host.
Hola, buenos días. Good morning, mi gente. Namaste. I am La Margarita, a spiritual and creative healing life coach, author, and artist. I forgot to say that the last time. And my business is Cricket's Whisper. Cricket's Whisper is an umbrella for many things, but it is a reminder to quiet the noise within to listen to the voice of God. And I am coming to you from Tampa, Florida, and I am the Gladiator Guru. Buenos dias. Good morning.
Guru.
Oh, I want to give a shout out to Giovanni De Gregorio, coming to us straight from Italy. Siempre bello, vederti sorella pellegrina, Margarita, siempre nel mio cuore. I'm always in his heart. Bello amici.
What time is it in Italy right now? What do you think?
I don't know. I think it's like a 5 or 6 hour difference. Carmen Nieves joined. Buenos dias, Carmen Nieves.
Good morning, Carmen, and Michelle Houston is on. Good morning, Michelle. We missed you. I don't think we saw you in the last episode, but Michelle has been like one of those that's jumping on, just like Carmen. And we have to shout out to all these beautiful people that keep, coming on like every single episode, and we really, really appreciate that. So thank you.
Yes, Carmen says I'm coming from Bridgeport, Connecticut. Bridgeport's in the house. Love me some Bridgeport. And as Lori said, yes, during any season of your life, keep your chin up, keep hope in your heart, keep faith in your spirit, and just know that no matter what darkness might come your way, what chaos might come your way, always say, this too shall pass.
This too shall pass. And good morning, Nan. Nan said, good mis amigas. Alicia Rose is on. Good morning, Alicia. She said good morning. And yes, and here's the other great thing about keeping your chin up, right, Margie? You don't get the wrinkle under.
You don't get to show. Once you hit 50, no matter how much face yoga you do, you still get that skin right there. That's why I love Diane Keaton. She always wears turtlenecks in the summer, wears her gloves. Diane Keaton is one of my all-time favorites. I love her, but it's true. No matter what, you gotta always be like, yes.
You know what one day I did was I took a piece of tape and I taped it up just to see, like, what would it look like if I got the lift done? So I got like a of clear tape and I went, oh, that wasn't not too bad, not too bad at all.
Some days I say, good morning, Maddie. Sometimes I say, you know what, I'm just gonna grow old gracefully because I lived on both sides of the coin in life. I lived the yin and the yang. And then other times I look and I'm like, oh, Maron, what's this? This can't be happening. I don't care if I'm going to be 52. This shit shouldn't be happening. And here we are.
I don't want to grow old. I don't want to grow old gracefully.
But how many people don't get to be our age? Recently, my nephew's father, my former brother-in-law, he lost his sister the other day. She was my age. We grew up together, you know, we went to grammar school together. And so, you know, those are the times when I say, you know, I'm grateful. No matter what happens, no matter what's happening, I'm grateful that I still have my health, that I still have the energy and the desires to want to do things.
Yes.
Because not everybody's going to be my age or have the gumption to want to push forward through whatever. So I'm grateful. This morning, my favorite word is gratitude. That's what I'm going to use throughout the day.
Every morning, that's your favorite word.
It is, isn't it? It really is. And I think that's what gets me through the bullshit of the days, especially dealing with this nursing home that has my mom. It just, you know, yesterday I was a little harsh with them, and maybe that's why nobody returned my calls. And I think it's because I slid in. I'm not sure if you guys are considering this a curse or a blessing that we can't go into the nursing home, you know, because I was at that point. So I'm sure they got the gist of what I was saying. So yes, so the Badass Buddha and the Gladiator Guru's coming to you. And today, briefly, coffee. I have a brand new coffee that I am drinking this morning, and it is good. It is good. I bought it. I don't know if I'll buy it again because it's just good. It's not worth the $10. But I just had to own it because being Puerto Rican and everything. And it is this. Boricua. With the morro on it. I love the canister. I love the black canister. It's a specialty coffee. Boricua. That's all it says on it. So if anybody can see it.
Is that a castle or a penis?
That's the morro. That's the you never went to El Morro in Puerto Rico? Don't talk about penis.
Is that an old
I'm practicing abstinence right now. It's been since a very long time.
Is that in Old San Juan? Is that where that's from?
Yeah, that's the morro. You know, I saw these in Colombia when I was there. Spain has them because, of course, it was the Spaniards that built all the Spanish colonies that are today. So they all have the morro, and I love it. But
no. Oh, no. We're freezing.
8 pieces. Like, just get it and taste it for the show. So, yeah, it's not something that I can say, oh, this is going to be my all-time favorite now. It's good. It has the, you know, the dark notes in it. It's nutty. So it's good. But yeah, it's called Boricua. So that's my coffee today. And I love it. And my mug, let me start it off, this is just my
simple and black.
My blank canvas. I started painting at 2:00 in the morning. So it matches my canister.
Oh my God, that's funny.
My water mug, my hot water, because I drink hot water in the morning, is my Frida Kahlo. So remember, mi gente, hashtag Taza de Cafe Challenge. Lori and I, last night, I did a full tally of everybody. So shortly, we said 3 weeks, so we have like 2 weeks before we announce the winner of the mug challenge. And
we keep pushing it back.
I thought you said 3 weeks the other time.
No, we did. No, you're right. It's the end. Oh, you're right. But it started like 2 months ago that, in 3 weeks.
But you know, but then people's like, I wasn't getting as many mugs. Now I know. So I think it's pretty cool.
Yes, we didn't, you know, your intention was to get the logo going and get the mugs made. And so that's been a process. And we still want to, listen, please share this. You know, we really want to see, like, our numbers are just like around 200 something views. You know, we want to see that double over the next like week. You know, we want to see that double. And it's, you know, do watch parties when you're on this and when you're watching, and give your group of people a chance to watch this, because again, you know, our topics are really, really, you know, they're good, and we want you to be a part of it and comment, because the comments add to the conversation. So if we have a conversation that really touches you, or that you want to add to, you know, feel free. You know, if you watch us, you know, we're looking at the comments. So add.
Yes, share the love and comment. Absolutely right. Everything Lori said. You said, I am so in love with the show. And I firmly believe in the refrán that says, build it and they will come. And you know what? I like slow processes because it just shows that, you know, it's a steady rise. I would love for all of us to share watch parties and share the show, watch it later, and then share it. Because on Tuesday's show, I get a lot of feedback. I got one particular comment from Lillian that was like out of this world about how much Tuesday's topic was needed in this time in everybody's life, just for different reasons across the board. And when we talked about the panic being so minute to something huge, and so everybody can fit into that. And so, I mean, and that was phenomenal. So just share it, because you never know who you can be assisting in their moment of chaos. Everybody's chaos is different. The wave of chaos that I have been on all my life is totally different than what the next person who could have shared a similar episode, a similar dark season. But the way we ride that wave is what makes us, no? And it's what keeps us there longer or launches us forward quicker. So everybody has a story to tell. Nobody's story is worse than another. But I think that as women, for the most part, I think we need to be our sister's keeper. And if, like, I send quotes to people that I know are going through something, I just randomly text them quotes, not conversation. If they want to converse, they can come to me. But it's just, in Spanish, we say, eso me nace. It just, that's what just comes forth to do. So, I mean, share this, because you never know who's silently going through something, or who just needs a laugh. That's it. Who needs to laugh at something silly, and just, you know, let's just share the love. Let's share the knowledge. Hold on. I'm still getting over my head cold. And be your sister's keeper, and be a part of that tribe that has your back, will wipe your tears, will sit on the floor and drink a bottle of wine with you if you're going through something. And we can do it virtually, which is probably safer, because we're all home drinking in the safety of our home. That's and right. I'm all for that. So anybody wants to have a wine pity party, call me, FaceTime me, Zoom me. Let's get this going.
But we'll keep the pity party short. We could do the pity. And
24 hours. 24 hours is a pity party we can have.
We create the solutions. We create the solutions.
Okay, I want to give a shout out to Nay. Good morning, Nay.
And Aritza's on.
Good morning, Anna Buono. Pirizza. Good morning, my cousin Iris. And Janet Ortiz. Good morning.
So you were saying, my love, that you would like the show. You're okay with like slow and steady. See, it depends on my mood. Sometimes I like it slow, and sometimes I like it fast. So, right? So this show could be, you know, that's okay we go slow and steady, but damn, sometimes we need to be fast and furious. So, you know,
we do, but then you got to listen to the story of the turtle and the rabbit. They both reached a destination, right? And the rabbit got there all out of breath, rushing, no energy to do anything else. And the turtle just walked up and said, hey, what's up? And kept going. So I guess it depends. But I'm just saying that, you know what? We are exactly where we are supposed to be right now. So there's no like, oh, we're working, we're still doing to progress, which is what every one of us should be doing in life.
I just thought about it. Is that story, The Tortoise and the Hare, is that deep down a sexually based story? Like you either go slow and steady, or you go fast and furious and have
get out of breath and want a sandwich afterwards.
snacks along the way, right?
I don't know, because it can be, good morning to my cousin Toji, Marjorie McAllister. Welcome.
Like they always talk about, like, women always say, oh, you know, like in movies or TV shows, oh, we just want, you know, like all night long and just be like whatever. I'm like, listen, some days you just want it done and I want to go to sleep. You know, they always say like guys are like that, like guys just want to like do what they got to do and then go to sleep. Listen, ladies can be that way too. There's moments where we just need it and we need it and we need to go to bed and that's it, you know. And then there's other times where we could prolong, but you know, you guys act like that it's just you, or women act like it's just them, but I know. Anyway, that we are really off topic. So holding you back. What's holding you back? We are talking about panic versus peace on Tuesday. And what's holding you back? This is a great segue into that, because for those of you that were finding that you were panicking more than finding ways to create peace in your life, then the next question is what's holding you back? Because that is part of it. You know, what holds us back from doing the things that we want to do. And we're going to have that discussion today with our special guest. So this is the cool part about this. So Margarita found this guest. She is a fan of the show. And so with that, before I introduce her, Margie and I were talking last night, and we would like to throw that out to anybody who's watching, that if you think you would like to be on the Thursday night guest lineup or Thursday morning guest lineup, message either of us on our Facebook channels and let us know, and let us know, you know, a little bit about yourself. Don't just say you're interested, just tell us a little bit about yourself, because then we can put together we could give you the list of topics to see what you would be best, or you could tell us what you would be best at talking about. We'll see if it fits into one of our topics. So
absolutely, just bring it. I don't care if you want to talk about education. I think one of the topics we need to have is, how do we parents feel about sending our children back to school this fall?
Yes.
So if anybody wants to discuss that, let us know and you'll be on the show.
Yes. Okay, so today's guest is Lindsay Lee, and I'm hoping I pronounced her first name correctly, because if it is, it's beautiful. I love it, the pronunciation on that. So Lindsay Lee, born in Queens, New York. Yo, New York. My family's from the Bronx. My grandma's from Oakland, but moved to Boston as a teen, so very different. If you've ever been to New York City and Boston, very different cities. Love them both. Love Boston a little bit more, I have to admit. She attended Regis College for Computer Science and has been working in the IT industry for 15 years. She loves to travel and has a few hobbies, including a 90s cover band, which we're going to ask her about. And recently, with COVID happening, she started an Instagram focused on her love of coffee. So this is nothing held her back. See, she made something out of the time that she had. So we're going to bring Lindsay in, and we're going to get to know Lindsay and have her in on the conversation. So here we go. Let's get Lindsay in. And hopefully, hey!
Good morning!
Hey, Lindsay. Oh, we're getting the audio up. It should ask you. There we go. You're on.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hello.
Did you pronounce it right? Is it Lindsay?
Lindsay, yes.
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 I love that. I love that. So are you currently, you're in the Boston area right now? That's where you live?
Yeah, I'm about 25, 30 minutes out of Boston.
Okay, great. I love Boston. It's actually one of my, I'm not a big city person, but Boston is the city that I like the most. It's great over there. So
I love New York better.
So you like New York?
I love New York better.
You know, I go back and forth because I definitely have people I love, you know, on both sides. But, you know, being a city girl, you know, and getting accustomed to Boston was a little harder because it's a little more quiet out here. And, you know, that gets some getting used to. But yeah, I've just grown to love it here and still have my love for New York.
That's good. It's good to have the best of both worlds.
Exactly.
That's correct.
Either you want the slow and steady pace, or you want the quick rabbit, right? You have choices. That's what life is about. It's about choices. Yeah. You can go to Boston. You can say, I'm going to go to New York and spend the day in Manhattan. So
Right, right.
that's beautiful. Welcome. I'm so happy that you are on, beautiful.
Thank
Yeah.
you, me too.
So when we read your bio, both of us, both Margie and I said, we cannot wait about the 90s cover bands. Like, yes, you are badass to be in an IT industry, which is predominantly men to this day, very pays for 15 years. So we're going to talk about that piece too. But the 90s cover band was what did us. So tell us about the 90s cover band.
Okay. So I've kind of always had a love for singing. I was in choirs and glee clubs in school, but very shy, So this band, still to this day, I've been in the band for about 4 years now, and I still don't get how I was able to get the nerve to join. But yeah, so what we do is we just cover 90s songs. We do Lauryn Hill, TLC, and we jump around too. We do a little Janis Joplin and Whitney Houston. So yeah, it's a fun time.
That's all like women power. Women power.
But it's also the passion and the love of something always trumps the fear, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So, and that's what we got to keep in mind, that if we're very passionate about something, I'm passionate about everything. That's why my hands can't stay the house still. But and when you love something, like that fear is still there, but you still do it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you did it. We would love to hear some of your stuff.
Yes, absolutely. What a shout out to Wanda. Good morning, Wanda. I'm glad you're here. So yeah, and this is you're a perfect example because, what's holding you back? Most people, the number one thing that holds most people back is fear. So you said you were shy, and it was something that you wanted to do, and the desire was overriding the fear.
Right.
And then also too, you started a coffee show. Your love of coffee. So instead of sitting still and idle, so were you working during this whole COVID thing? Like, were you working from home?
Right. Yeah. So, speaking about gratitude, I've been so lucky enough to be able to still work from home. Sorry, someone's trying to steal the spotlight.
All the time.
This is Bernie. But yeah, so I've been just so grateful and lucky to be able to work from home during, the pandemic, and but it definitely freed up a lot of time. So instead of being able to, go out and go perform or just hang out with friends, I was finding, I was just home a lot, and trying to find a way to fill that time. So I wouldn't go insane. And of course, finding this program was, such a great addition,
Nice. Thank you.
to that. And so I actually was working remotely since May. So I was kind of used to the working from home, but I would go out to cafes a lot just to change of scenery, for like once or twice a week I would go somewhere. And so just missing that experience, I guess, helped to motivate me to start the Instagram page. Yeah.
And it's a beautiful page.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And where'd you get the name from?
So I was trying to think of something that would kind of fit what I was achieving, which was not just to show coffee, but to have a place where people can come together, because that's kind of what cafes were for me. People come together, whether you work independently or you're sharing something about yourself, intelligence or creativity, if you're sitting writing. So Flora, I looked up, meant meeting, and then and I thought it sounded beautiful. It sounded like flowers. So yeah, so that's kind of where I got it from.
Very nice. You did your homework on a meaning that best suited you at that time in your life, which I think just taking the time out to feel the words and let it flow.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's what's very, very important too, because then it's like an attachment, or I want to use this word. It
Mm-hmm.
becomes a beautiful entanglement.
Yes, oh, love the word. The word.
So
It does, yeah. And it
yeah. So
brings like the energy of the meaning. It kind of brings the energy of it even more out because you're attaching a meaning and you know, so the purpose comes out of you, I think, a little bit more too. Yeah.
I agree because when I first started my practice, my own chiropractic practice, I just picked this this name to call it, and I never was in love with the name. And by 2 years in, I couldn't stand it. Like I couldn't stand the name because it wasn't something that I had really given much thought to. I just thought, oh, this sounds good, and this is kind of where I want to go with it, rather than really taking that moment to like think about what you want. And even with my current business, I was originally an LLC and I had it one name. But when I wanted to upgrade to like an S corp, I was like, you know what, I have the opportunity to change the name if I want to. And so I did, you know, and I changed it because the other one was good, but it was like so often used. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to use this one and it's a better, you know, choice for me. So, but yeah, it's because you took the time, you thought about what you wanted, you know, what felt right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you were in the...
Oh, your mug. I want to see her mug.
Yeah.
My mug, yeah, it's kind of dedicated to
Life is better with a dog.
yeah, it's from a good friend of mine, Shannon. We kind of share the love of coffee, and she's actually originally from New York as well. And she moved up here, and we met in college, and just have been besties ever since. So if you're on, hey girl.
Can I ask you what your dog Bernie? Is there a reason he's named Bernie?
Not really, actually.
You were going to say that you named him after Bernie Mac.
Bernie,
Looks like Bernie Mac because of the eyes, right? That's what I thought you were going to say.
Actually, it's funny. So his name is Bernard.
Okay.
Official, but he acquired the nickname Bernie because when I got him, I used to always have people over the house. So it was always kind of a party kind of scene, and he was just always the star of the show. He always loved the attention, and so it was always Weekend at Bernie's. I don't know.
Oh yes, yeah. I remember that movie.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
That's great. That's great. So let's start talking about what's holding you back. So listen, you know, you've done pretty well because, you know, you entered an industry that was, you know, even though like my sister entered that industry back in the 80s when barely any women were in that industry. It's still predominantly male, you know, oriented, but you still, you know, it's still very uneven. It's, you know, a lot of people still think that women can't do it or they're not capable of it. So you've been in it for 15 years. And so, you know, talk to us about, like, did you ever reach a point where you were, it was, you know, it was challenging for you that you stopped yourself, like, what am I doing, you know? And you had to like redirect yourself, or did you always have a kind of a drive to just keep pushing yourself?
You know, it's like a combination of the two, really. You know, there are times when, you know, things can be difficult. You know, it's an ever-changing environment, and there's a million ways to kind of solve one problem. It's just tapping into any of those, you know, which can, you know, be kind of difficult sometimes, and then you know, instead of taking a second just to catch your breath and try to find other ways of resolving a problem, you can sometimes start beating up on yourself and saying, what am I doing? I can't get this. Other people could probably, you know, solve this better than I can. And sometimes it, you know, until I started getting into the habit of just going outside and just getting fresh air. Luckily, the building that we were working out of had, you know, beautiful trees in the background and just nice fresh air, sunshine. So I would literally just, you know, walk away from my computer, didn't even tell anyone, and just went for a walk. And sometimes I would just clear my mind so that I could come back and approach it in a different way. Or sometimes the light bulb would just go on, and I would like rush back to my desk because I would figure it out. And you know, I'm sure it's like in a lot of other industries, it's you know, having the confidence in yourself to be able to do it. And I'll tell you, the best feeling is when you do solve something and you do, you know, present it to your team or to your boss, and they're, you know, they're proud of you as well. And just, you know, that feeling in the background is like, I want to, you know, be able to succeed is definitely a great driving force. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think what you said was so brilliant in the sense that, you know, you figured out you figured out how to redirect yourself and ground yourself. And so many people struggle with that. It's a form of self-care. It's knowing, like, being able, and mindfulness, it's being able to recognize that you're in a situation that you're not, you know, you're not in a good headspace. So what do I do about it? As opposed to just staying in it, frustrated, getting pissed off, start like complaining about it. You said, no, I got to get up. I got to just do what I need to do, clear my head, and then come back and look at it differently. And so right there, that speaks volumes of your resilience. It also speaks volumes of your grit. And I think that's part of, like, what do you guys think? Like, I think that's part of it, is that a lot of people what usually holds people back is fear. And it could be fear of failure. That's the most common, I would say. Then fear of success is the other piece. And some people have a built-in resilience that they seem to have acquired, you know, no matter what happened to them. Like, Margie's one example of it. She's a very resilient, phenomenally strong woman, considering her traumas that she's gone.
Wow, I like all those big words.
And you're welcome. I looked them up. I looked them up in the dictionary before I got on the show. And then, you know, but then some people, they have to acquire it. They just have to learn, like, it's there, but it's just, you know. So what do you guys think? Like, what could, I mean, I had a whole bunch of questions. I'm not even hitting my questions that I wrote up for the thing, but what do you think could be done? Like, what would you recommend, both of you? And we can all chime in on this. Like, how can people prevent themselves from holding back? So, like, we don't even have to go into what's holding you back, even though that's the title, because again, most of the time it's fear. So let's give them some things to do.
I think a lot of things that hold us back from growing in careers and going back to school and sitting back with regrets. I think a lot of it's, of course, the biggest excuse is fear, right? And then there's expectation. They're going to expect more from me. If I do this, they're going to expect more.
That's true.
Even for ourselves. Our desires, then we feel like, are they worthy enough for us to desire such things, right? And then it's permission. But nobody told me I can do it. Nobody said I can do it. You know, and then you have the risk tolerance. Oh my God, but what if I do this and lose everything, right? So go ahead, give me your point of what would you consider actions to start letting go, or to just let go of the bullshit? Like, there has to be some action steps. I wrote 3 down. So give me yours, Lindsay, because you're the guest and I can't talk more than you.
No, oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
I'm always accused of that.
She can talk more than you, but she's saying she doesn't want to talk more.
No, I don't want to.
First of all, I have like a whole list of what's holding me back.
Oh, Maron, go ahead, say it.
It's so funny. Share it.
I'll tell you though, like, I was trying to group them and you know, really kind of make sense of them, you know, kind of to present to you. But, you know, in doing that, it kind of made me think of 2 things of trying to get over them. You know, it's like, one of them is knowing yourself and controlling your focus. So I feel that, you know, if you know yourself, you know, periods in your day, periods in your life where you'll be more productive, or you'll be able to put yourself in a place to succeed, you know, or to get over, or to get, you know, achieve whatever you're being held back from. And even, you know, things like, you know, clearing your mind, walking away, you know, knowing how to get yourself back on on the track, you know, once you do start moving is another thing. And knowing what brings you joy
Yes.
and love, because I feel if you put those as you know, a focus of what you want to achieve, oh my gosh, just everything, you know,
There's
feels
no
like
limit.
it falls into place. And the most important thing is you enjoy the journey of achieving that goal, you know. And
Yes.
then yeah, and then the second thing, focus, is, you know, whenever we're in a negative place, it's because we're focused on negative things. We're focused on, you know, what's holding me back, you know, you focus on the fear, you focus on, you know, I'm trying to look over at like some of my
That's
notes.
okay.
You know, you focus on being embarrassed, whether you have, you know, physical limitations or financial limitations. Like, you're just so focused on the negative, there's almost no way that you're going to be able to see the positive, which is going to get you to your goal. So
Yeah, you
if
don't
you,
leave any room for it. You leave no room for it. Yes.
right, right.
You
And
don't.
so, and when you control your focus too, you start seeing all the answers just kind of floating around. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, that'll work. Or, you know, it's just so funny how easily things and the answers kind of come to you once you adjust your focus.
Yep, I absolutely believe that. I look at it as, you see, I'm always trying to open my third eye. Um, and I have them here and here, corners of my eye. My grandkids ask me, they get concerned when they don't see me with it on. And I love it. And I go out, people look at me, and I don't care, because it's my self-love. It's my self-healing spiritually, because to me, I got to heal that first. But I think it's always there. But when we're so blinded and everything's so crowded and foggy with the fear, right? That once we start letting go, and then we're like, oh shit, there it is. It was probably there all the time. And but the
Yes.
blessing in it is that we're seeing it. And I always believe things happen when they are supposed to.
Yeah.
So you have to feel the fear. You have to be paralyzed by certain fears before that clarity comes, and then you're gonna enjoy it more. You're gonna taste it. The flavors are gonna linger more, and you know, it's gonna be like you're oiling all your joints. It's just such a beautiful thing, right? And I like to touch myself, so Lindsay knows.
No,
That's why I love to
And
say all
I
my
love your
words, because it gives me a chance to touch
you have so
myself.
much
Because
passion in you.
who else is gonna do it,
Wait,
dear?
that's a song you could sing for your band. I touch myself from the.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
There you go. And you
Go
can
ahead. I'm
Marty.
sorry. Good. I would just a shout out to Hold on, Lindsay. Nancy Harding says, "Good morning, everyone." Natalie Nicole, love you, Mama. My cousin Carmen Grand Diva says, "Good morning, my beautiful ladies."
And Frank is on. Good morning, Frank.
Oh, Frankie. Good morning, our brother-in-law.
Yeah. So permission, right? That's a big piece. You know, you both mentioned along those lines. And you know, here's the deal, viewers. Like, we're giving you, the three of us are giving you permission to live your life. We're giving you permission to not be afraid. We're giving you permission to say, you know what, I've done enough for everybody else. It's my time now. We're giving you permission to just enjoy yourself, find your joy, like Lucy was saying, and don't be afraid. You know, everybody falls. The key is, do you fall backwards or do you fall forwards? And, you know, it's just a matter of deciding, like, I am worth this, and I've waited long enough, you know, and it doesn't matter your age. I don't want to hear you say, none of us want to hear you say, oh, I'm 65, why start now? Listen, if you haven't been living all this time, start. I started at 45, you know?
Right where you're at. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So great. So, what do you think, Lindsay, is there one thing that you know that you held back a little bit more on in your lifetime, that maybe you finally did it, or maybe you didn't do it at all? Like, is there anything that you wished you had, you know, not that we like to go back, but is there something that you look back on and say, geez, I held back on that and now I know better?
I don't know. I don't know if I have anything in particular. Um, but I just know it kind of reminds me. I had one year where, I always had the habit of saying, I want to do this, I want to do that, and, always too scared, scared of the unknown, not knowing what it would entail to kind of go after something. And so one year I made the New Year's resolution that if I say I'm going to do something, I have to at least try it once. Holy moly, that was quite a year. But, and
Great resolution, actually. That's a really great resolution.
yeah, and it kind of forced me, I felt forced, not forced, but I felt that I had made a promise to myself to do these things that I was just saying out loud. And so, for example, one thing was snowboarding. I always said, "Oh, I want to try snowboarding," and I was like, "Oh, did I just say that out loud?" So,
you held yourself accountable.
Yes,
exactly.
You did.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I went out, I was shaking literally in my boots the whole time. And I kind of have a fear of heights as well. So, going on the mountains is just so scary. But then once you start going down, you just feel so alive. You have the beautiful mountains and the snow and everything in front of you. And then, you fall, but you're falling in snow. And so it's kind of fun. So it's almost like your failures are, something to enjoy and to get up from and just to go back again. Yeah. So
yeah, nice. Nice analogy. I like that. That's good.
That is good.
That's
good.
I
want to give a shout out to Luis Molina from Spain. Oh my God, we're international today.
Yes, we really are. What is Italy and Spain today?
Yes. So
nobody from Peru today?
No, she hasn't been on. But yeah, I wanted to, and that's so true. I wanted to do, I want to go, when I go to Spain, I was supposed to go with someone, and that I'm in Florida now, but zip lining from Spain to Portugal. And it takes about 3 minutes, I think, for you to leave Spain. You got to carry your passport with you too. And then
I was just going to say, are they up there like while you're zipping? They're zipping by too going passport?
Well, you show it in Spain, and then you got to show it in Portugal. But it's crossing a whole river. And
nice.
My biggest fear is water. Like, I hate going over bridges. I don't like driving at the edge of the bridge. I'm in the middle. And I said, I have to do it. So my kids treated me to the Blue Ridge Mountains in Georgia. It was December 12th. So it was between, my birthday is November 27th. So it was a birthday / Christmas gift. So we were up there for a week, and they took me into one of the mountains to go ziplining from tree to tree, though. Oh and I'm thinking, this is hard. I'm in a harness. Is it going to hold my weight? Like, I don't know. And so I'm thinking, from Spain, I have no choice. I'm going to zip line into Portugal. Here, I had to be like a freaking monkey and go from tree to tree. I quit by the first one. I'm like, hell no. Because, in my defense, they had these tall things, and they had like a little wooden thing built around the pole. So it was 9 people on that, no railings. I'm like, nah. Oh my God. I'll see you at the bottom. Yeah, but I still did it. I did it twice. Wow. Tree to tree. So I think I held myself accountable for the most part. Don't let my kids tell you differently. I don't care what they say.
That's funny. You have to go like literally like from one tree zip to another, then zip to another tree, then zip to
then everybody congregates on that little post up like 250 feet up in the air, right? And then you don't know who's gonna push into you. So then you each come around, and they connect you, and you go, and then there's another one waiting. And I was like, you know what? I don't mind doing it from point A to point B, because then I can't quit in in between. I still have to hold on to this thing.
Yeah.
And zip line to Portugal. What best experience is that?
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Knowing, you know, listen, you know what would happen to me? I'll be zipping over and my passport will fall out of my pocket. And I'll be looking down, go, you know, it's just like skiing. When you're skiing, you know, you're up in the thing and like you're pray that your like ski it doesn't fall off. Like it's harder to get off, but like the ski falls off and you're like crap, you know. You're like way the hell up there and you're like damn it, you know.
But I believe that I think that's the biggest step we can take is holding ourselves accountable to what we say we're gonna do, no matter how big the fear of anything, because I think that's the most paralyzing out of all of the cravings, the unhealthy desires, the unrealistic expectations, and waiting on permission. I think the fear is the most gripping. And so for you to snowboard, I think that you know, that's wonderful. I hate the cold. I don't know how I survived in Connecticut for the majority part of my life. But yeah, so what do you have anything else on your list of your fears?
So of holding me back. So fear. So and also, you know, fear. It. You know, sometimes it's a hard thing to really dissect because sometimes it could just be you're going into something you don't know. So it's just the knowledge of not knowing what to expect or you know.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, so it's not so much, you know, your life is at stake, you know, your life is in jeopardy. It's just you don't know. And especially for people that, you know, because I'm the type of person, you know, I love to travel, but I get the rundown of everything. I'm researching the areas, restaurants, streets, looking at what the street looks like. Look at, you know, I'm just doing so much and trying to understand so
you're
much.
overanalyzing, you're overthinking, and that's paralyzing as well.
Very much.
See, I'm very impulsive. I am spontaneous and impulsive, so my ass is always in trouble. Whether it's foot in the mouth syndrome or it's like showing up like slut magic. Hello. Because that's how I've always been.
So it's like a happy in between. Because listen, there's nothing wrong with researching where you're going, especially
there's not.
Traveling. You know, but Margie's right. You just don't want to over research. Like that has been my dad, bless his heart. But he's always been a visionary. But his problem was always he would talk about what he was going to do. He would research it to death. He just didn't do it. Like
he wasted all his energy at the front part.
Right, and it's not saying that he didn't do it. He did some things, but he put so much time and effort into researching and talking about it that he didn't actually take action, you know? And so that's what it is. It's like there's nothing wrong with doing that research, but you know, and there's nothing wrong with doing you do too, Margie. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you can't think. Because listen, what's holding you back? The underlying thing right here, what's holding you back? You. Like that's what's holding you back.
Totally. Totally. Nobody
all of the above. It's all of the above.
And Lindsay, when my husband passed away, he passed away March 17th. By April 18th, I already had my tickets, my round trip tickets to Madrid, with leaving and returning a month and a half later. I never been to Spain. I just got my passport. I didn't know the money exchange. I was going solo for a month and a half to Spain. I walked the Camino de Santiago. And everybody thought I was crazy. My kids is like, what are you doing? What could happen? And I did it. And it was the best gift I could have given my life.
Beautiful.
You know, I just walked 8 hours a day, Maron. I didn't know. It was like, I'm like, why the hell ain't I in a beach somewhere? But and I think I do that pretty much with everything. I think Lori is teaching me to be a little more prepared. So I write shit down. I'm a writer, believe it or not, but I don't keep a journal. But wait, before we go any further, somebody sent something very important. So let's see if you two can answer it. It says, I am blessed with an amazing husband, daughters who are my best friends, a good job, home, car, and friends. So look, why don't I feel whole and content? I move forward in my roles. My inner self, I'm not really a risk taker. I'm trying to trust that I am where I'm supposed to be. It's hard to be patient. What would you tell that person?
The question
Like,
is what,
everything is for family. She's a person of service. You
yes,
can
that's
tell
what I
that
was
right
just gonna
away.
say. That's what I was just gonna say is when you look at your roles, you're happy with everything that the titles, mom, wife, you know, now look at you and say, what am I doing for myself? What do I like? What am I doing? And if you're not a risk taker, then I would suggest that you make a list of things that sound kind of interesting, even if you're afraid of them, like let's say zip lining or snowboarding, or whatever, and something that you could see yourself remotely doing but are fearful to try, and then you make that list, and then you find accountability people, you know, people to make you accountable, to help you do that, to hold hands with you if need be, you know, and then just I don't know, what do you guys think? I think like it's a rediscovery. You have to rediscover yourself.
Your list have to be a bit smaller because I think, she says, I think responsibility is holding me back. At 50 plus, I can't afford to make mistakes. Yes, you can. Without mistakes, you can't move forward. We've had this conversation.
Yes.
I think that she puts everything here, so there's no space for her.
Yes.
So then that's your excuse. You fill your agenda to the max so that you can say, oh, well, I don't got time for me. I don't got time. But we've had this discussion. And she's phenomenal. She's phenomenal at whatever she puts herself to do. She says, I'm too fat to snowboard. Whatever. My fat ass went on a zip line from tree to tree. So, and I'm happy. I don't care.
You make a good point. Making a list. Make a list of things you've always wanted to do. Make a list of things you love to do, and then just start chipping at it. Set some time aside for yourself, because the reason that you're so strong and so needed and counted on is because you're just such a wonderful person, but you need to enjoy that wonderful person too.
She's not embracing her inner child. She's not embracing the woman that she has emerged through all her trials and tribulations. But she is a woman who wears a genuine smile everywhere she goes. So, and she is the brain behind Viva Cafe con Leche.
Wow.
She is like my silent partner producer. So yeah, she's an idealist, throwing. But before we leave, I just want to then get yours ready, Lindsay, and if you have something, Lori, like if you want to design your lifestyle, we need to liberate ourselves from everything that holds us back. So again, thank you for showing your list. You, Carmen, make a list. Iris, make a list. Make a list of what has been holding you back, or what you think it is. And please start off with you and end with you. So me, holding me back, me in capital letters. Then make your list and then end me.
Yes.
So you list all of your fears. Stop hiding all the bullshit in your head.
Yes.
You gotta shine light on it, because once you shine the light on it, it loses its hold on you, right?
Yeah.
Write it down. Take inventory of your life. I can't do it for you. You can't do it for me. You gotta take inventory of all of it. Consider keeping a journal. Like I said, I have people give me journals all the time because I'm a writer. And they're very beautiful, so they're on my bookshelves. I never wrote in them. I have them from 1995. I was going through them the other day, and I was fixing my show. So as you bring awareness to all your fears, they're losing its power over you. It happens all the time. So once you complete number 1 and 2, right, you will notice how you're coming more into yourself, because the grip that the fear had on you, it's loosening. And you're doing that. The fear is not saying, okay, I'm moving on to the next person. You're loosening fear's grip on your life. And once they're gone from your thought into the point of your pen onto that paper, you're going to say, oh my God, I was fearing all that. That was so silly. What a waste of time, right?
Yes.
So the most important that I can tell you out of what's holding you back and you like purging it and taking inventory and purging it slowly, because it happens slowly, you become honest with yourself. And you stop saying, I don't have time. I'm too fat. I don't have nothing to wear. My schedule's too packed. I don't have time for this. You become honest with yourself, and with honesty comes self-love, right? And comes self-respect. Because if you trust yourself, you can trust everything you put your hands on. Everything you think can become. And so stop holding yourself back. So
Yes.
she says, Carmen got a boating license. That's a forward move I'm excited about. Yes, it is. Let's celebrate you, Carmen.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That is exciting. Excited. Yeah, it is exciting.
Yes, totally. Totally. So
As you step into the next version of yourself, be the most courageous thing you will ever have in your life. It's you. And to let go of the version that no longer exists.
that's right.
My part. Go ahead. You guys go now. Your turn.
Just real quick. My sister is like also my spiritual guru, Haley. But she told me, one technique to try is to reinvent your story. Like if
Yes.
you tell yourself you're shy and you're scared, or you don't do this, you don't do that, you can, sometimes they kind of are based off of something that happened in the past. And you now can today, acknowledge, something did happen, but then going forward, you could be whoever you want to be. If you want to be more courageous, you just tell yourself that, and then you slowly start changing, your mental monologue, and all of a sudden your life really can change. So I think especially with quarantine and COVID, it's like giving some people a chance to just become different people, like bloom out of your cocoon into
to heal and grow. You're absolutely right, Lindsay. That's what we talked about. I think this pandemic, this quarantine was more of a healing. This was Mother Nature, God, the universe saying, sit down, take inventory, purge, and heal. And grow, right? Because through healing, we grow. Absolutely right. I agree with you 100%. Go ahead, Lori.
I forgot what I was going to say.
I'm sorry. I think I think that's just so true. And I can't say it enough. Go ahead. Say you didn't forget. Go ahead.
I got so distracted. I'm sorry I had to leave. My dog is injured, and the little sucker is feeling better enough to take off because the door open. So I was just like, oh my God. Like,
oh my
God. The dog's like bandaged and everything. He's like run out. So I was like, oh my God, I don't believe this. So, I think that, it's just believe you deserve it. That's just it. It's like, believe that, that it's time, don't be angry at yourself for waiting so long or get frustrated. Just honor yourself and say, okay, I was thinking differently. I'm a different person now, and I was the mom and I was the wife and I did all these things for other people, and I did a great job, whether you did or not. But I did a great job, and it's my time now, and now I'm choosing me. And you let everybody else know that too. Like people who've relied on you too much and might resist that a little bit, that independence of yours. You just remind them, listen, I was I have to do it for me. And if they love you, they will support you too. And if they don't, you have the tribe. We are part of your tribe. So it's like, you could always reach out to us. And now Lindsay's tribe, and you could reach out to Lindsay too. And it's like, just to remind you that you are worth it, and that it is time, and it's time to move on. There was a thing they used to say in my workshops where you would say, I'm done, I'm ready, and I surrender. And surrendering is not a sign of weakness. It means that you're surrendering the old self to make room for the new self that has been waiting to come out all this time. So I guess I did remember what I had to say.
Yeah, and that's beautiful, because you know what? You said even if you didn't do a good job, but I think that showing up, even if once you got there, you're like, hell no, I'm not going to go to Portugal on this thin-ass zip line. You showed up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You showed up for what you said you were going to do. And then at that moment, you know, success doesn't happen the first try. And Carmen says that success as much as failure is scary. And absolutely, because success is failure turned inside out.
Yeah. And that was always
All it
mine.
is.
That was
They're
mine.
running the same. You just got to flip it. Flip that bitch. I'm scared. No, you know what? I'm so scared that I have to do it. That's you confronting your demons and not feeding them. That's you saying, no mas. If I'm going to bet on anything, I'm going to bet on me.
Yes.
The house.
Nice.
I go for the house. So yes.
All right. So we are out of time. And then we could,
oh my God.
again, we could have kept talking. And Lindsay, we would love to have you back on.
Yes. Thank you. I'd love to.
Definitely. We'll give you a list of our topics, and then you say, this is the one I want to do. So we'll definitely message you. But I want to thank our guest, Lindsay Lee, for coming on. Definitely check out. Lindsay, tell everybody how they can find you.
So on Instagram, it's Flora Cafe. I don't know if there's a way to get the link to you, but also my cover band or my singing page is Lin Win. So LINLINWIND.
I like that.
I do too.
And yeah.
Okay, good. All right.
Flora Vida Cafe.
Flora.
You didn't know her
I'm
name?
my worst. Ask any of my friends. I'm my worst marketer. So
Yeah,
No,
sorry.
because I love it. That's why I was telling her, oh my God, this Flora Vida Cafe and your pictures are phenomenal.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
They are. I can't wait till we start our Viva Cafe con Leche Instagram, because that's all it's going to be about. Every mug, everything.
Yes, absolutely.
Overpriced coffee. And I bought it because I'm a diehard Puerto Rican, Boricua. So, yeah.
I love it.
So it was.
Thank you.
It was an
Yeah,
honor
Thank you so much.
speak with you, and thank you for sharing your insight. And Lori too. Lori, that was. I think 2 thumbs up, people.
Oh, we've all no 3 because
I can only give 2 thumbs up to each of you.
So
That's awesome.
So next Tuesday, our topic is sweet or salty. Do you sweeten your problems or you throw salt in the wounds? So we will have a nice conversation on that morning on Tuesday. So everybody have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Share, build it up. We want to hit over 500 views regularly. That's minimal. We want to keep going above that, but let's get that within the next week. We want to hit 500 views. So share, share, share. And we thank you so much. And we hope that today's episode was just as great as all the rest and give you insight into your world and create a great day for yourself. So I'm leaving you with, remember, be you, be real, and be extraordinary. And Margarita?
Lindsay, you want to say goodbye?
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for sharing, just coming on, sharing your energy, whether you even chatted or not, just showing up here and showing up for yourself is just such a beautiful thing to do. So thank you. Thank you to all my friends that came and supported. Love you guys.
And I want to say exactly what Lori said. You got to love yourself. Love yourself to the point where let people call you conceited or stuck up. Be stuck up on you. Be supportive for you. Show up for you, and just embrace yourself and celebrate yourself. Say thank you to yourself. Show gratitude that God woke you up and you are carrying yourself throughout the day. That's what you have to do. And I am your gladiator guru. Lori and I are... Call us. We are phenomenal life coaches. I am a spiritual and creative healing life coach, and Lori is a transformational. Hi, Lori.
Mindfulness coach.
Mindfulness coach. You see, I was already
Mindfulness, and mindfulness, yeah.
So remember, mi gente, breathe in the beauty, breathe out the bullshit. Namaste. Bye,
everybody. Thank you.
Bye.